a student decide if a students decide to, at the end of the day, come and stay in Canada and practice their knowledge, they can always be sure that they can find jobs in these industries. So another important thing to mention is students coming to British Columbia, they are allowed to work on campus. If their visa mentions that, they're allowed to work on campus up to 40 hours. And if they wish to work outside of campus, they do have 24 hours per week, per academic week, to work outside of campus. And if they're on their school break, they can work up to 40 hours. So that way students get to make extra money, they get working experience in Canada. So a lot of students do take advantage of that. Another more important thing is TRU and British Columbian universities, a lot of them do offer co-op or practicum positions, so that students, if not paid or paid, can apply those knowledges as well while studying in this program. So they don't have to waste their time studying or working in different industries. They can apply their knowledge directly into the field of studies that they're in currently. And of course, students that are enrolled into programs that do qualify for postgraduate work permit do get that once they graduate. So I will mention the list of programs that do qualify for a PGWP later on. A lot of students moving or coming to Canada, they do plan on eventually staying in Canada or staying for a little bit just so they can apply their knowledge and get more experience. And of course, it would be beneficial for them to know what kind of salary can they be getting, what kind of wages Canada offers, right? So as I mentioned, Canada is divided into provinces. So British Columbia province is actually the third highest paying hourly wage. We're currently at $17.85 per hour. So we're just third after Nunavut territory and Yukon. All right. So it is expected that in the next 7 to 8 years, we will be having about 1 million job openings. And we saw the sectors that Canada is targeting just a slide earlier. And overall, it's very important to know that BC wages or just salary in Canada is quite competitive compared to other countries. So where are we? Thompson Rivers University. We're based in a heart of British Columbia in the city called Kamloops. On this map, you can see that we're in close proximity from Vancouver. It's 3.5-hour drive, 45-minute flight from Vancouver to Kamloops. You can also get to Kamloops from Calgary. It's about an hour flight and maybe around 5 to 7-hour drive, depending on the weather conditions, winter, summer, etc. We are currently placed on the main transnational highway, so you can tell that all logistical transportation and everything goes through Kamloops directly, and Kamloops is one of the main hubs for tourists to stop on their way to Okanagan, Vancouver. There is a lot of headquarters of many companies based in Kamloops or around Kamloops. So it's a really good location, although it might seem like we are a bit remote, but as you know, Canada is the second biggest country in the world. So we are very spread by territory. But regardless, Kamloops is has a very strategic location in British Columbia. You can see here what Kamloops briefly looks like. We are surrounded by mountains, lakes, rivers. We have a very fun community. And many of you know British Columbia is very athletic, healthy based. So you will see a lot of people going outdoors, running, hiking, having lunch in the nature, and so on. So there's a lot of activities around that. When it comes to weather, it's not all that bad. Canada is not all fully cold. As many of you know, every province has their own climate. So in British Columbia, you get to experience all 4 seasons as a student. We do have summers. Summers get quite hot. We get up to 34 degrees Celsius. Fall, that's usually around the time that students are arriving for their main semester. as a student, you will experience around 24 degrees, and then going down towards November, around 10 degrees plus. Spring, 10 to 22 degrees, and winter -5 to +4. So we are considered the sunniest city in British Columbia. We get over 2,000 hours of sunshine, not that much rain compared to, for example, Vancouver. So it's a very dry and comfortable, mild climate to be in. We are surrounded by over 200 lakes nearby and rivers as well. So you can tell there would be a lot of adventure sports, water sports, rafting, canoeing, kayaking, boating. We have a yacht club in Kamloops. So anything that has to do with water, we're down for it. Another important thing is we do have a second best Canadian ski resort based in Kamloops. It's called Sun Peaks. It's a mini version of Whistler. It's a beautiful village where students can explore during summer or winter time. There's a lot of activities like snowshoeing, skiing, snowboarding, hiking, and different shops and festivals that are happening on Sun Peaks. Kamloops is a tournament capital center of Canada, which means a lot of national competitions are being hosted on our campus or in the city of Kamloops. So we do have a lot of infrastructure and facilities to host those events. And even our top athletes in Canada are also training on our facilities. Recreational activities. So as I mentioned, anything that has to do with adventure sports, we're all for it. And then, of course, Canada is really big on different festivals. So whether it's music in the park, food festivals, film festivals, for example, the Power Rangers movie, the second one that we had, was filmed in Kamloops, actually. So it's fascinating. The landscapes that we have are very popular to be used. And in general, film industry, a lot of movies that you see that come from US, they're actually being filmed in Canada because it's a lot more affordable to film movies in Canada. And the landscapes, just stunning. All right, so and of course for sports, Canada is very big on hockey. So we do have a lot of hockey teams, national, local teams, and that's a big event that we have yearly. Curling, and then of course winter, summer, we have fishing, hiking, as well as water sports. And we have one of the main mountain biking trails in Kamloops as well, where we host those competitions too. Moving to our campus life. So Kamloops is located very close proximity to all the main parts of the city. We're near the main grocery store, restaurants, different housing facilities, and so on. So it is a full campus where students can live, play, work, study, and a lot more. Here you can see a full map of our campus. We do have a bit more of buildings added to this map. However, this gives you a brief idea. We do have a TRU Residence and Conference Center, McGill Housing. So these are accommodations that are based on campus. Right in the heart of it, you can see a huge tournament capital center. We have different stadiums. We have FIFA certified fields. We have running tracks. We have Olympic-sized swimming pool, gym, aquatic center. So all of this is accessible for our students to take advantage of while they're studying. Every faculty has their own building. So whether you're a tourism student, whether you arts and education, sciences, trades, you have your designating building, what you will have your classes hosted. Every building is equipped with computer labs, coffee shops, cafeterias, depending on the building. The campus itself has 2 libraries. Students have full access to those facilities. And of course, we do have computer labs, the main computer labs that are even open 24/7. And the main thing is there's a lot of food options, starting from Starbucks on campus, then moving into Tim Hortons, the Canadian brand of Starbucks, something very similar, Subway, and different other food options and chains that students can choose from as well. And as you can see, we are having a beautiful view on the mountains. So if you are living as a student on campus, you get to experience beautiful view. Very important question a lot of students ask is, do we accommodate students on campus? Of course we do. We do have 2 options of housing on campus and about 3 outside of campus as well. So let's start with those that we have on campus. So number 1 is North Tower. This is a beautiful 11-story building residence located on the north side of our campus. Basically, there is two types of accommodation. It's either a unit with 2 bedrooms or a unit with 4 bedrooms. So female stay with female, male with male. So it is specially designated for same gender. Then every room has a kitchen, a washroom, and every student has their own bedroom with a queen size bed, with a desk, TV, and a closet space. The building itself is very well equipped. We have a full-on equipped kitchen on 6 floors out of 11, so students can fully cook in the kitchens. There is a 24-hour fitness area, storage, laundry facilities, and so on. A lot of lounge spaces so students can go and study somewhere separately from their room. And it is about 5-minute walk distance to your faculty buildings as well. And you can see also the cost for 8 months, so which is 1 academic year, is around 10,000 Canadian dollars. Next one is a little bit more budgeted version. It's called McGill Residence. It is going for 6,000 per 1 academic year. It's a unit with 4 bedrooms. It is a little bit of a smaller version of the previous one that we saw, yet it has everything a student needs. There is a desk, there is a single bed, a kitchenette, and a shared bathroom that students can share with each other. Of course, laundry facilities are on site. And recreational facilities like playing pool or watching movies, that's also available to our students. So this residence called East Village. It is about 15-minute walk from campus. So it's very close, 6,800 Canadian dollars per year that students pay to stay. It's more of an apartment building. Again, it's apartment building with 4 bedrooms, so everyone has their own room always. Their queen size bed, desk, and then they're sharing kitchen, washroom with the rest of their tenants. So this one, Coyote Den, is the closest, it's actually newest addition to our accommodation family. So this was built in November. We just opened it. And we already have students living in there, quite enjoying it. It has a beautiful view on the mountains. There is a possibility for single occupancy in a studio apartment for 10,300 Canadian dollars, or it can be a shared apartment studio between 2 people. So per person, you can see it's 4,600 for each occupant. It is all walking distance. It is close proximity to grocery stores, restaurants, bus facilities. So it's very easily accessible. For those students that are between 16 to 17 to 30 years old, there's an option of staying in a homestay family, which could be located anywhere from 1 hour to 15 minutes to 1 hour in Kamloops. It costs 1,200 Canadian dollars. There's 3 meals that are included. Students are being hosted in a host family, in a Canadian family. So it's a full experience. They have a family away from family, more fun. Sometimes families go travel on the weekends and they take their host children with them. So it's a great opportunity for kids that would like to be in the family to stay in this option. Facilities in transit, that's just a visual for everything that I already mentioned. You can see the aquatic center, of Olympic-sized swimming pool, indoor facilities for basketball. We also have those outdoors, libraries, study spaces, co-working spaces, and a lot of different cafeterias. This is our different teams that manage international students. Keep in mind, we have a separate team for international student. It is separate from domestic team. So all these people are taking care of our students from the moment they are applying for their programs in TRU to helping them with their academic planning for the program, getting any advices from international advisors that speak around 11 languages altogether, and so on. So all these beautiful people are supporting our students all year round. So A lot of students travel to Canada, but they don't get to explore enough because they don't know people, they don't feel comfortable traveling around. So for our students that are coming to Kamloops, we have created a leisure exploration activity program where we get our students together in a group and we take them on different adventures, whether it's canoeing, kayaking, exploring wineries, shopping in Vancouver, and so on. So depending on the season, we have a schedule where students can sign up for and take trips with TRU. It's good for making friends and exploring at the same time. So students generally can enjoy a lot of different clubs on campus, whether it's academic, common interest, ethnic clubs. So if students is interested in biology, there is a lot of different competitions that are being hosted in the city or between universities. So students can join that and use that to their advantage so they can down the road put that on their resume as well. Whether it's sports club or ethnic club, all of this is available. So there is over 80 clubs that students can choose from. And if they don't see the one they like, they can also start a club as well. TRU has their own team. We are competing against top level athletes in Canada. We have basketball, rugby teams, soccer, swimming, volleyball, baseball, cheerleading, and curling. So in case you have an outstanding student in sports, once they admitted into the program, they can try themselves to compete for a space in the team. That would be all conducted once they're already on campus so that the trainer for each team can evaluate their skills and potentially they can compete for a sports scholarship as well. When it comes to student employability and satisfaction rate, by the time students graduate from bachelor's degree, this is taken from a statistics BC outcome students from 2022, 93% of students graduated from bachelor, 93% in labor are getting yearly salary of 61,700 Canadian dollars, and those from diploma students get around $21 hourly wage. So overall, Thompson Rivers University is a government university. We're a fully public university. We were founded in 1970. We are accredited by the Northwest Commission on Colleges and Universities. And we are one of 6 research universities in British Columbia, which means our students get access to research facilities as early as their first year. So if they want to undergo a research or join a research that's already happening, they can do so. TRU has over 14,000 students studying on campus each semesters. And out of those 14,000, 4,500 students are international students from 110 different countries, right? So we're quite diverse. The success of our studies is that we keep our class size on average to 31 students. So that gives a student a personal approach. They know their instructors, they know their fellow classmates. So it's more fun to be in the studies, and it's not like you're walking into a room where there is 100 and 150 people that you don't know, but this is more of a personalized approach so that we see a satisfaction rate from that for students as well. When it comes to studies and TRU, we have over 140 different programs. We prep students for university program. We do have transfer programs for UBC and UVic. We have English academic preparation courses as well. So if students are trying to apply for diploma or bachelor's program and their English is not yet up to par, they can take a couple of additional courses to upgrade their English language. There are certificate programs, diploma, bachelor's, post-baccalaureate programs, which is an additional certificate to your already existing bachelor's. There are master's and Juris Doctor as well. In terms of programs, we have 8 master degrees. There is Master of Arts in Human Rights and Social Justice. This program is really good for those students who are looking to apply from a humanities studies background, law, and so on. So that could be a great fit for them. MBA, Master of Business Administration. Once again, great fit for anyone who is interested in upgrading their general business understanding and wants to take a higher position and climb a corporate ladder. Another one is Master of Education. So anyone who is from a background of teaching and would like to take, again, managerial position in education, to become an educator, to become a manager or headmaster of a facility, counselor, they could take this program as well. Then there's also, of course, Master of Nursing. Once again, a student has to be a registered nurse in their own country before they're applying for Master of Nursing. This program allows you to be an educator in nursing. You can be managing facilities, healthcare facilities, and so on. Master in Environmental Economics and Management, and Master of Science in Environmental Economics and Management. So these two programs are focusing on making sure that businesses that are running on environmentally friendly model are profitable. And therefore, these programs were created for these purposes as well. Master of Science in Environmental Science. This program is fully research-based. So if you have a passionate student who is interested in environmental sciences and interested in thesis, they are more than welcome to consider this program. And of course, last but not least, very popular program and quite affordable compared to other institutions in Canada is Master of Science in Data Science. So we probably all know what that is. All of these programs are postgraduate work permit eligible. So if you do have a student that will be applying for this program, by the time they graduate, they will be eligible for a 3-year postgraduate work permit. So that will allow them to gain that Canadian experience, Canadian working experience. What do you need to apply for master's and other programs? I will go over this in a moment as well. Moving into post-baccalaureate programs. So here we do have programs that are mentioned that are postgraduate work permit eligible only. However, if you go on our website, you can see that there's a lot more program. If students are not looking to get that 3-year postgraduate work permit visa, they can apply for any program if they're planning on returning back to Indonesia and not looking to gain any experience in Canada. So post-baccalaureate diploma, we do offer applied data science, supply chain management, mathematics and economics. We do have post-baccalaureate diplomas in tourism, different parts of business sectors, marketing, human resource, and so on. Bachelor degrees are all PGWP eligible, so we have quite a bit of a range, anything from humanities studies, arts, business, science, nursing. We have over 4 different programs that are focusing on IT. We do have computing science, we have data science, software engineering in computing engineering, and software engineering in software engineering. Engineering and software engineering. Then we have natural resource science, tourism, communications, journalism, education, social work. And if someone doesn't know what they want to study, there's always interdisciplinary studies, bachelor's. Of course, diploma programs that we offer is early childhood education, power engineering, agriculture, computing network and cybersecurity, computing science, horticulture, human service, practical nursing, respiratory therapy. So you can see there's a huge range of programs. We don't have one specific faculty that we focus on. Students can actually choose what they like to pursue in terms of their studies. So when it comes to featured bachelor degrees, because I'm assuming a lot of Indonesian students are interested in undergraduate studies, so I'll just quickly go over different faculties that we do have. So number 1 is Adventure Culinary Arts and Tourism. We recently got nominated and won the award for one of the best tourism management faculties in Canada. So we do have Bachelor of Tourism Management focusing on different areas. It can be entrepreneurship, innovation studies, resort and hotel management. So students can choose the major they want to focus on. Then there's business and economics, Bachelor of Business Administration. Again, we have different majors. Students can pick and choose: accounting, economics, entrepreneurship, finance, HR, international business, supply chain management, marketing. If a student wishes to, they can they can complete a program that will include both Bachelor of Business Administration and Bachelor of Sciences within 5-year period. So generally, bachelor program is a 4-year program, but if they wish to do dual degree with BBA and Bachelor of Science, they can do that in 5 years only and have dual degree. Next faculty is Arts and Communications. So all humanities studies, communications, political studies, English, mathematics, philosophy, psychology, sociology, theater, all goes under the Bachelor of Arts faculty. So again, students can choose from that. Bachelor of Communications and Digital Journalism, students can try to go for public relations, media studies, or digital journalism. Next one is Sciences and Computing Science. Again, we have a wide range of Bachelor of Sciences major, anything animal biology, cellular, molecular, microbiology, chemistry, mathematics, ecology, environmental focused, biology, general sciences. So anyone is looking to go into medical field, they can start their Bachelor of Science in general science and then go into the university that they're interested in and pursue the studies in the field that they're going to be specialized in. Computing science, as I mentioned, we do have a lot of different IT programs, so students can choose from that as well. Education and social work, if you have anyone who is interested to be an elementary school teacher or secondary school teacher, we do have those programs as well. And of course, we do have Bachelor of Science in Nursing if any of the students are wishing to be a nurse, registered nurse. Another great feature TRU has is we actually offer our students an opportunity to take advantage of paid work, paid experience. So basically, it's called the cooperative education. So if a student wishes to be studying in, let's say, they are in computing science, and as a student, you do want to get any experience working. So as a student, you don't really have a chance sometimes with no experience to start choosing where you want to work. So first you go for what's available, right? Cafeterias, coffee shops on campus. So you try to make extra money or you're just gaining experience while working in a fast-paced environment. So the program of COOP allows the students to apply for jobs within their educational field. So if a student is registered in computing science, they can actually go and apply for jobs that are within the computing science field and get paid for that, right? So you can see a range of wages for each program. We have Bachelor of Business Administration, Sciences, Arts, Computing Science, and Tourism. Depending which student is applying where, they will have a range of jobs they can choose from. They can apply for different jobs. You can see in the bottom there, we have partnered with over 500 employers across Canada, and students can work in different companies within those jobs that they will be available. So the way it works is students are enrolled in a 4-year bachelor program, for instance. First year, they have to keep their GPA in good standing. So the first year would be an academic year. And starting from year 2, they will have to take an extra course. It's called COP 1000. They will learn all the ins and outs of working in Canada, their rights, how to be competitive, how to undergo a interview with a Canadian job, with a Canadian employer, and so on. So once they get all these tools, they will have access to a portal that has all of our employers, all of our partners, that they can start applying for these jobs, submit resumes, go into interviews. So it's basically an imitation of a real life experience, only that this one isn't going to be focused on their field of studies, right? And of course, they are getting paid. So students can take up to 4 working terms while they are studying on campus. What do we need to get students enrolled? So when it comes to undergraduate programs, it's very simple. Number one thing, we are looking at IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo. So you can see IELTS, we are not accepting for direct entry less than 6.5 with no bands below 6.0, or Duolingo of 125 with no subscore less than 115 for direct entry. But again, remember, there is a number of programs that have a conditional acceptance. So if the IELTS is slightly less, students will be admitted into the program with a condition of completing English courses. Next one is high school transcript. So the student must be a graduate from a recognized high school curriculum. You need to submit certificates, your TORs, transcripts, and that's the most important part. So until July 31st, 2025, we don't have application fee. It is waived for both fall 2025 and winter 2026, but generally it is 100 Canadian dollars. Right? So approximate tuition fee for 1 year, one academic year, is 25,500 Canadian dollars, right? Admission requirements for master degrees. Again, every master program is very different. It is competitive. What that means is once the student applies, the application profile goes to admissions first. And once admissions see that all documents are in check, they send those documents to our faculty committee, depending on the program of application, right? So then the faculty committee makes the decision if this student is a good fit for the master degree. Therefore, because it is a higher education program, master degree, we do have a higher language proficiency for this program. So for Master of Education, for example, Master of Business Administration, Master of Nursing, students are expected to provide IELTS 7.0 with no bands below 6.5. We also accept TOEFL IBT and IBT Home Edition. We do not accept Duolingo for master degrees. So when it comes to GPA, grade point average, students are expected to have 3.0 out of 4.33. That is around equivalent of 84% out of 100, depending on the school they graduated from, but usually it's around that, so you have a brief idea. When it comes to, for example, Master of Business Administration, we do not require students to have working experience, and we do not require GMAT, right? As long as they can demonstrate quantitative skills and a post-secondary degree, that should be enough for us to admit the student. Application fee, same idea. Until July 31st, it is waived. Then it will be back to 100 Canadian dollars. So as I mentioned, GMAT is not required, but for most of our programs in master programs, graduate programs, we do require students to submit a resume and a letter of intent upon application, right? So of course, references are required for some programs. Those would be asked for academic and professional references, depending on the program. Tuition fees for full 2-year program, because most of our master graduate programs are 2 years. They range between 36,000 for 2 years to 60,000 for 2 years, depending on the program again. So a great thing that TRU introduced just a few months ago, we are very proud of this. We're the first institution to introduce a post-secondary guaranteed tuition model, which means that we are very transparent with our students. They know exactly how much they will be paying for the rest of their studies. They can plan their budget ahead of time, their parents, or their sponsors, so they can have a clear understanding of what they are expected of. And there is, of course, a requirement to keep this tuition model to be qualified for it. So number one is, the way it works is once the student applies, let's say student is applying now for fall semester, whatever the tuition fee is officially posted for the fall semester, this is the amount the student will be paying for the rest of their studies. For 4 years, let's say it's a bachelor program. So the student will be admitted into bachelor program for 4 years plus 1 additional year. So within those 5 years, the student has an option to complete it within those within that set tuition fee. The reason why this was created is because tuition fees are going up in all institutions. There's inflation that's affecting that. So for that reason, we have created this so students have more clarity, more safety, and better planning around their financials as well. So there's exceptions for this. For instance, Master of Business Administration, it's probably going to be going up by a few percent each year, but the rest of the programs will be qualified for guaranteed tuition model. If it's a program of graduate studies for 2 years, the student will get a guaranteed tuition model for 2 + 1 years. Right, so 1 year is always extra just in case anything happens, medical, the student takes a break from studies, so we give them that safety for 1 year. So to keep into this program, students have to be enrolled into at least 2 courses per semester for master program, and at least 3 courses per semester if they're doing undergraduate studies. Experience in TRU. So I did mention that TRU offers an undergraduate research facilities for our students from their first year. So you can take advantage of that and also go and try applying for a reward if your research has been recognized. TRU also offers short-term winter and summer programs. We used to have a group of Indonesian students coming to TRU campus for the summertime, and they very much enjoyed it. So it's generally a 3 to 4 week program where students learn language, culture. We can adjust those programs towards the requests. So if someone wants to be focusing on sciences, IT, we can create a program for that as well. So generally, it's more like a camp for students. We pick them up from the airport. We take care of their accommodation, food, and so on. So cultural activities. So, and then we just drop them up to the airport, so they don't have to work or worry about anything. They get that full experience for 3 to 4 weeks. Overall, how do you apply for a TRU program? So once the student chosen a program and starting date, keep in mind we do have a few semesters. The main one starts in fall, the next one is in January, and there are additional semester in May that may not available. You will have to check on the website, but the main semester starts in September and in January. So once the student chose the program, chose the semester, they have to submit required documents. We already went through that for which program, what you need. You can also go into our website and see each program has a clear description of what needs to be submitted for each program. And all of the applications are going through Educational Planner British Columbia. That's a website. So if you go on our website and you click apply now, it will take you to EPBC website where student will have to create an account, register, fill out their educational history, and start applying there for any BC institution. The process and time. So if you are applying for undergraduate program, it will take about 3 to 5 business days to hear back from Thompson Rivers University from our admissions. If a student is applying for a graduate program such as master's, it will take 4 to 6 weeks. All right. So keep in mind for visa processes and so on, you need to set aside at least a month extra when it comes to graduate studies. And once you hear back from admissions, you are receiving, first thing is first, is conditional letter of acceptance. So the main condition of the letter is a student has to pay a 1 semester deposit fee, right? Once they pay that, the student will receive letter of acceptance that can be used for visa purposes and provincial attestation letter, which is provided by each university separately. Each student is assigned for a university. So if they choose to change educational facility, that is a process where they will have to apply for a new study permit. All right. So just keep that in mind that it's very important. If a student has chosen university, they applied for a visa, they have to stick to the university. Otherwise, it's a long process to change institution, and it is not guaranteed that other institution will be able to provide you that letter of acceptance as well. So once all that is set, everything is paid for, you have received all the documents, that's where the student can start applying for their visa. And keep in mind, visa process can be lengthy. Sometimes we in general open our programs, let's say for fall 2026, we are opening applications from October 1st already. So 11 months before the start of studies, because it takes a while to take visa. It can be 3 months, it can be 6 months. So depending on that, from the moment you have received your letter of acceptance from Thompson Rivers University until you receive your visa, you'll have to to go through medical assessment. You'll have to go to a clinic where they will be having to check the students. You will go biometric assessment, so that could be done in the VFS offices as well. So each process takes a month, 3 weeks. So just keep in mind it is a bit of a lengthy process. And if your students are outside of Jakarta or Bali, because I know that there is only 2 VFS offices in Jakarta and in Bali. So if anyone is outside, they will have to travel to do the biometrics, to pick up their visas and so on. So just keep those things in mind. Overall, this is the main things. I'm just going to quickly highlight all the benefits of Thompson Rivers University. So the main thing is we have over 100 plus PGWP program. All masters, all bachelors are postgraduate work permit eligible programs, all right? We do have one of the most affordable tuition fees in British Columbia. Students can pay by semester. They don't have to pay full academic fees for their 2 years. And we have guaranteed tuition model, right? Also, our students are eligible to apply for a scholarship, entrance scholarship, if they show academic excellence from their previous educational institutions, all right? So if you have a student, you can reach out to me or to Susan, and we can see if that student can be qualified for that scholarship. Affordable housing, as you saw, we do have quite a bit of choices when it comes to accommodation, and it all starts from 600 per month and going up depending on your preference. Another cool thing is TRU has partnered with Border Pass. Border Pass is a platform with Canadian immigration lawyers that help our students at no extra fee process their visa for studies, all right? So students just need to register in the platform. You can also assist your student doing so. We highly encourage and motivate our agents to make sure students apply through Border Pass, because as an agency, you can have access to your profile, you can see what's happening, you can see at which status your student is, and so on. So it's we've seen a higher visa success rate, students applying through Border Pass, all right? And it is all covered, all fees are covered by TRU. The only thing is student is paying is the government fees for study permit, biometrics, and medicals. Another thing is not every institution has a full experience university campus, right? So as you saw, we have training facilities, we have libraries, housing, accommodation of different sorts, food options, and a beautiful nature-based adventurous city, campus on city. So we do have a small class size. We are having beautiful nature, and there's a lot of different nationalities represented on our campus. Not to mention our award winning student support that you saw, beautiful people that are supporting our students on different levels and stages of their application all the way until they graduate. Immigration advantages. If students are wishing to stay in Canada at the end of the day, just because you are a TRU graduate, you can gain up to 25 additional points for the BC Provincial Nominee Program, right? Last but not least, you study in TRU, you have option to do a cooperative education, which is a paid internship. You can work part-time or full-time, and 93% of our graduates are in a labor force and are very satisfied. All right, that would be it. If you do want to get more information, you can also scan the QR code with brochures and so on, so it can be sent to you by your email. Please do check out our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, especially YouTube. There is a lot of beautiful videos of our campus that you can see all in details of what we have to offer. Right?
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Maria. And I think that covers pretty much everything that the consultant needs to know. But we are gonna open the Q&A sessions right now. I do see one question open in the Q&A room. So how many students from Indonesia at Thompson Rivers University right now?
That's a good question. As I mentioned at the beginning, Indonesia Canada is not Indonesia's #1 destination. So we're not seeing a lot of students come into Canada yet, but we do have a couple of students. Majority of our students that I've been seeing personally, they are coming for graduate studies. Those are individual students. I did mention that we had quite a bit of number of students coming for summer programs. 3 to 4 weeks. We have seen quite a bit of those students. And now we're slowly starting to see more interest. Maybe it's due to political differences and changes in the world and so on, that students are choosing Canada as their destination more and more. So I would say there is no more than 5 to 10 students on campus each semester that are coming. There wouldn't be any more than 10 students.
Okay, thank you. And how to secure the accommodation offer after the student received the offer letter?
Good question. So on our website, there is a tab called Housing, and every time applications for housing open, it would be posted in there that now the students can be applying. Also, students that are in the pipeline, they have already received offer letter, they have paid their tuition deposit. They will be receiving an email saying that registration for housing is already open. Anything that has to do with our students, and if you are an agent, you're copied into those communications, but our students have communications at all stages. We do have pre-departure webinars for our students where I explain to them what they need at every stage of their application. And if you wonder the exact dates, I unfortunately cannot tell you exactly because each semester it is changing. But usually if a student has applied for fall semester, the applications for accommodation will be opening around May or April. That's when they can start applying for their accommodation, and they will know the answer maybe within a month or two. So just because the way it works is we do have a lot of students staying from a previous semester. So until they move out, we won't know how many seats we have available in the accommodation of your choice, right? So once the semester is complete, that's when we start opening registration for the next semester. So we can accommodate all of the interested student and make sure that no one is missing a spot. But usually at this point, everyone should be able to get a spot in the residence of their preference.
Thank you. And is it possible for bachelor degree business law from Indonesia to continue to master degree law in TRU?
Right. So it is a lengthy process. I'm sure just like in Indonesia to become a lawyer, a doctor, it takes a little bit of a time, right? Practice. So if you are a graduate from a Bachelor of Law within your country, you can try applying for Master of Arts in Human Rights and Social Justice. That would be an amazing program for your student. So that program focuses on background from humanities, social studies. It would be very interesting. And at the end of the day, students can take jobs in NGOs, non-NGOs, companies, private sectors, and so on. So it's a wide range of things that they can do with that. So definitely bachelor's degree in law from Indonesia can be qualified for programs in TRU. You just have to see exactly what program you took, what's the curriculum, and if it is from a recognized institution from Indonesia, right? So, and then we can see which program would be a good fit for you. You can also reach out to me for that. I can assess students' transcripts to make sure to recommend them the best program they can go after.
Yes, thank you. So just for your information, Maria is very reachable because she's in the same time zone as us. She's not in Canada, so she's very fast response. If you have inquiries about students or you are unsure about the eligibility for them to get into some degree, just let me know. And just as Maria mentioned earlier, if you want to have assistance from us, like a one-on-one consultation, we can definitely do it online. Just let us know and we will gladly assist, and I'm gonna like arrange the schedule if the students wants to explore more about the programs, the details, and everything else. Okay, so I have one private questions. It is asking about, okay, is it possible for a student who wants to have a master's degree and bringing their family to with them as well in Canada?
Very good question. Yes. So within changes that we've been seeing in Canada, master program and a number of programs in bachelor within the healthcare, engineering sectors, um, students enrolled into these programs are eligible to bring their spouses on an open work permit, right? But main thing is, yes, if you are a graduate program student, so if you're enrolled into Master of Education, Master of Business Administration, Master of Data Science, you can bring your spouse on an open work permit and they can work full time in Canada while you're studying.
Okay, but what about the accommodation? So will they staying on campus or do you have any other suggestions?
Right. We So for campus accommodation, that is, as you saw, there's a unit that is divided in rooms, right? So it's not specifically designed for the families. It is designed for single students that are staying. So if a student is traveling with the kids, with the husband, they will have to look for accommodation outside of campus. And we do have a lot of resources for that on our website. I can even send a link into this platform so everyone can check all the housing options that we offer on campus, off campus housing, and check it out. We do give recommendations on how to make sure you don't get scammed, what to look out for. I just sent a link in the chat so that can be used for as a reference. Usually students before arriving to Kamloops, they join different Facebook groups or, look after their accommodation. And then they always connect with different people who can help them to check the accommodation before they arrive, before they pay deposit. So there are all sorts of things that we warn the students and we make sure what to look out for. And we suggest options and contacts of residences that we do trust where they can rent an apartment or a house for their family.
Okay, thank you. Just another highlight. Maybe some of you already familiar with Border Pass. Actually, TRU has a partnership with Border Pass as well. So, if you have students and if they already got an offer from TRU, they're gonna have like assistance from them as well if they want to. So the team will help to review the visa applications, so you don't have to like really worried that much about the visa processing. Correct, Maria? Correct.
That's
No.
that's correct. I also sent a link on Border Pass system. So every agent can read through how to get started with Border Pass, what is it implied for. So main thing to keep in mind, Border Pass is not to take away jobs from agents. Border Pass is to make sure that you have a higher conversion rate when it comes to visa for the student, right? So it is less work for you and is more control from the part of Canadian immigration lawyer. They can give advice, they can get recommendations, they can check all the documents and make sure that this is a good document or this needs to be changed. And that does not affect the process at all, and everything goes directly into the RCC system. What's the good thing about it? The student gets access for 1 year on that platform for free. And also there are additional things that they can, pursue. For example, if they want to invite their family, Border Pass can help with them with visitor visa, permanent residency application down the road. So everything will be stored in the Border Pass platform so the student can make use of it after they graduate as well. So it's a multifunctional platform that is provided to us, and it's been very good, very good to us. We're really happy that we can provide that services for our students at no extra cost, and that is a great support for our agents. If you know that doing visa processing documents can be very challenging and can be very, very difficult. So that's something they're trying to take that load off from our agents and make sure that they have someone to rely on when it comes to visa applications.
Yes, thank you for making clear about that once again. So, I think because our time is almost out, so I am actually just gonna remind you once again that we're always available if you have any inquiries or anything else you want to double check about your students. Just drop me a chat and I will let you know. And feel free just to like send me the transcripts, or I'm just gonna help you to review it just to make sure that the student is eligible. And I just want to like make a quick note. I think we still have an application fee waiver, right, Maria?
Until July 31st, correct?
Yeah, so we still have an application fee waiver for the prospective students. Just let us know so we can secure the quota, you know. Not everyone will get an application fee waiver, and there's still a limited time to apply. And last but not least, I think I'm gonna just drop one question for all the participants here. So this actually the post-webinar question. So if you know the answer, just raise. I think it's better to leave it on the chat box so we will know who's the first to answer and they can claim the souvenir from us as the prize. Okay, so the question is, drum roll please. Okay, so how much is the average tuition fee in TRU and what is the entrance scholarships right now that we have? Okay, I'm gonna okay, so you can drop the questions and the answer in the chat box. How much is the average tuition fee from TRU and what is the current scholarship, the current entrance scholarship? Can anyone answer that?
Don't use ChatGPT.
Maybe they're still Googling.
Maybe you can remind them what do they get if they win.
Yeah. Okay, so if you want, you answer the questions right, you're gonna have a golden ticket hampers from us. It's actually directly from TRU. It's exclusive from TRU. I brought it directly from Canada. So, just let me know the answer. It's only for one person. I only have for one person only. Okay, I can give you time. Okay, so the average tuition fee for TRU and the current entrance scholarship for the student. Not the other scholarship, you know, after they apply, no, just the current entrance scholarship eligible. Anyone wants to answer? Is it too hard, huh? Okay,
Uh,
so
maybe
well,
maybe maybe I can go.
yeah. Okay.
All right. So maybe you can remember the minimum paid wages in British Columbia. What is the wage in British Columbia right now? Minimum. That's number one. And number two, what's the name of sports team in Kamloops TRU team? We have our own team. So the minimum wage in British Columbia and TRU sports team.
So you have like alternative questions to answer. Please do not forget to answer it in a chat box or just raise your hand or unmute yourself. So the first one, just choose one. Which one do you want to answer? Like the average tuition fee, the minimum entrance scholarship, the minimum wage of British Columbia, or the name of the TRU sports team.
Just want to check, they do have access to the chat, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. They shouldn't have access to the chat box. Okay, maybe Joshua, you want to answer? Okay, don't be too shy. It's okay if it's incorrect. You can try it again. Is it too hard?
Maybe they can reach out to you afterwards with
Okay, so yeah, I actually gonna leave the questions open, so I'm gonna just gonna write it like the average. And after this, actually, I'm gonna have like a time limit for you to answer the questions. You can chat it to me through my WhatsApp. I believe you already have my contact number and in a contact person. And I'm gonna announce it by today, by 5 p.m. today, our working hours, and we'll announce the winner in the group as well. So just let me know the answers, and I'm gonna just let me know the address as well, and so I can send the gift to you. And also, Maria, later on, can we have like the soft copy of the PowerPoint so I can distribute it to the agents as well?
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
So thank you very much, and maybe some marketing materials that I can share it to them as well. So everyone here, if you have further questions or you have like prospective students for us, you want to reach out, just let me know. Okay, so as we have passed the timeline, thank you so much everyone for attending this webinar. Thank you so much, Maria, for the time. It was like a pleasure. So I'm gonna close the sessions and see you next time. Bye bye. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Bye bye.